AskReddit by Mindless Arm 651. What did you believe for your entire childhood that was later proven false? When I was 6 I went camping with my dad and we were woken up by coyotes howling. I was scared, so he told me sometimes sheep howl like coyotes to keep predators away. You got a great dad. Probably until age 10 or so I thought drinking and driving literally meant drinking anything while driving was dangerous and illegal. One day my dad was drinking a Mountain Dew and I told him that it's illegal, and he corrected me. The ironic thing I found out later on was that he was notorious for driving drunk, but just hid it well from me. I was in my 40s driving on a business trip drinking a Diet Pepsi. My colleague told me it was illegal to drink and drive. I said that referred to alcohol. He said no, anything. So I literally pulled up next to a cop car at the next intersection, convenient, and held up my Diet Pepsi and asked, "Am I allowed to drink this while driving?" My colleague was squirming, trying to disappear under the floorboards. The cop said, "Depends what you have in it." I said, "Diet Pepsi." He said, "No problem." I said to my colleague, "See? That adults are wise and know what they're doing." I'm 52 and still wing it. That I'd be able to do what I wanted as I got older and my kids got older. Yeah, no. I got some money and my boys are now teens, but freaking I'm always tired at my mid-40s. I wanna game till 2 AM, wake up at 6:30 AM, caffeine up and not have stomach issues. Is that so much to ask? Not really giving advice, because it's not for everyone, but I'm 43 and I take a few hours a week to do some very hard cardio. If I don't do that, my energy is crap. But as long as I get that little bit of effort in, I'm pretty much the same as I was in my 20s, if not even a little better. It's illegal to turn the interior car light on when driving at night. Same. I just explained to my own kids that it makes it hard to see the road and is therefore dangerous. They understood that just fine. That my parents smoked a special tobacco that they tested for the government. 7th grade health class was a real eye-opener. My husband had one of these. His grandparents occasionally would have plumbing issues and he would have to pee in a bucket because they couldn't flush. Of course, he did it cause what little boy doesn't want to freely pee in a bucket? Well, come to find out they were using his pee so grandpa could pass his drug tests. Oh, and they also had a false wall in the basement for their grow room and they told him he couldn't go in the basement because it was haunted. That everybody wants to get you high. Where are all my free drugs? Just wait, at Halloween you can potentially get poisoned from LSD via gummy bears. If you're lucky. If you swallow a watermelon seed then a watermelon will grow in your stomach. I thought this because of Rugrats. Whenever I used to watch old black and white movies or documentaries I actually believed that the world back then lacked color. My mom used to tell me about how when she was a kid and they played the movies on TV on Sunday night, she never knew that there was a change from B and amp W to color in The Wizard of Oz. They always had to leave for church before Dorothy made it out of the tornado. Slipping on a banana peel was something made up for cartoons and movies. I believed that until I was 13 and I actually did it. Busted my ass hard, too. This was actually a problem in the past. The part they left out of the cartoons is that the bananas peels were rotten from being left in the street for so long. Rotten peels definitely do get slippery. That you must wait 30 minutes to an hour after eating to go swimming. What was with that? Did they think we'd throw up in the pool? When the ice cream truck played music, it meant that they were out of ice cream. Lol, clever parents. Deleted. Schools do put Tampa dye on fire pull stations, but the other two facts are not true. https://www.amrasupply.com/pot /9499695. I was told that every can of beans contained one queen bean that was larger than the rest. Technically this is correct, there's one bean in every can of beans, that's the largest one. If you swallow gum it will stay inside your stomach for 7 years. I'm grown now, but I actually thought about this yesterday when I was chewing gum and didn't swallow it. But where did we land regarding this? Is it completely safe to swallow your gums and they will pass through as all other food? I always thought Santa and the Easter Bunny seemed far-fetched, but when the tooth fairy didn't show up to buy my wisdom teeth, I was just distraught. What I'd like to know is, why doesn't anyone go as Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny for Halloween? This is going to sound so bizarre, but I was sheltered. I didn't really get a birds and the bees talk. My friend told me that to do the deed with a boy you had to go into a closet at midnight together. Then, this is the strange part, LMAO, I was a kid, I didn't know and didn't talk about this, but she then explained the tip of his penis comes off and that's how the baby grows in your belly, like planting a seed, and it goes in your belly button. Fun fact, she also said he can regrow the tip like a lizard that lost its tail. Points for creative biology. Deleted. I thought fast food workers lived in the building and slept on the floor in sleeping bags. That you wouldn't have a calculator in your pocket at all times. Or a camera. That adults need to eat the orange Smarties as they're not safe for children. Never heard this one. Any reason for it existing? Or did parents just want some candy? That the wet bandit actors on Home Alone were paid millions because everything in the movie actually happened to them. Didn't think about it until I mentioned this fact to my friend's new husband and I immediately realized how obviously wrong I was. Home Alone suddenly became a snuff movie. That everything would be easy once I became an adult. That the reason why there was black and white TVs in the past was because there was no colors back then. Then one day a color meteorite struck the earth and gave color to the world. I don't know why my parents made us believe this and I don't know how I believed for so long. It was just a color out of space, a frightful messenger from unformed realms of infinity beyond all nature as we know it. From realms whose mere existence stuns the brain and numbs us with the black extra cosmic gulfs it throws open before our frenzied eyes. Anyway, that's why old photos are black and white, kids. Sleep well. That the neighbors would think things about us for things we did, as in, what will the neighbors think about? Don't say that, my parents still act like this even today. Detail, they hate each and every neighbor and shit talk them at their back. Blue whales are extinct. My sister and I were both astounded to find out they weren't. That was about 5 years ago. Thanks for nothing, Mr. Neil.